Welcome back, guys. My name is Rohan Bijou. Today we're going to look at the iMac with the 27-inch display, which is also 5K. And this came out this year, even though it's the end of 2020, it actually came out this year. So I'm gonna kind of unbox it and then give you the specs and then give you my basic opinion of it. Just spoiler warning, there was some problems, there's many great things about it. I actually think the advantages kind of outweigh the negatives of this product, but you can see it for yourself. So without further ado, let's get into the video. And actually before that, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you liked my video. And without further ado, let's get into the video and welcome to Techno Review. Okay, so let's start unboxing these two guys before we unbox the main product. So let's get this out of the way. And first, let's unbox the Magic Keyboard. Okay, so here we have the Magic Keyboard. This is only compatible with iOS 10.12.4 or later. And this is rechargeable since it's wireless, it's not wired. Of course, it needs to be charged. So let's start. So as always, Apple has this really clean packaging. So let's pop this off. So first thing you actually see is the keyboard itself. There's this and there's this tab where you can pull it off. Let's keep that here. You get the charging cable. It's lightning. You get a booklet, and let's remove these. Oh, this is extremely light and it's really satisfying to use. As always, I actually love Apple keyboards. They're really fun, they're really minimalistic, and they're really comfortable to use. So here, there's only a lightning charger and an on and off switch. So that is pretty much it for the Magic Keyboard. And now let's look at the Magic Trackpad. So this is a very similar packaging to the Magic Keyboard. It's actually really similar. You also get a lightning charger and a booklet explaining all the parts. So let's take this out. So the trackpad is actually disabled at the moment. So when you're actually gonna use it, you can feel it can click. I've used it at the Apple Store. The experience is really nice. Okay, so now we can actually officially start unboxing the iMac. So we've got the power cable. Let's keep that right here. And the first thing you actually see is the monitor. On top you get a box. It says designed by Apple in California. When you pop that off, you get to see the Magic Keyboard and the Magic Mouse. Oh. That took a lot of effort. So in the back, you can see that you put power through here, and right on top of that, there is a button. Press that. So right here, you can see right here that there is additional storage for RAM. You can upgrade your RAM right here. You just pop this off and you just upgrade your RAM. Let's pop that back in. I hope you found that unboxing experience very helpful. As you may see, the setup was kind of different back then. It was actually taken 3 months back. And as you can see, the setup's kind of changed. So I'm so sorry for the video quality, but it is what it is. Okay, so now let's move on to the specifications of this iMac. So I'm gonna give you the specifications for this iMac. It's the 27-inch iMac. And there's also 21.5-inch iMac, but I'm not gonna dive deep into that. As you probably know, it's a 180p display, and there's also 4K option. But right now I'm only focusing on the 27-inch. So for this iMac, it has a 27-inch display. As I mentioned earlier, it's diagonal. And it has up to 500 nits of brightness. It has wide color, and it also has true tone technology. So true tone technology is when you actually see colors for what it is, like when you go outside, what you see, like what that color looks like to your eye will be presented to you on that display. And also this iMac also has the nano texture glass, which was actually shown in the Pro XDR display from Apple. You can also implement that. It's kind of like a matte texture. You know, you don't get any glare onto your iMac. So that's kind of very helpful if you're kind of into that thing. So for the processor, there's a 3.1 gigahertz, 6-core 10th generation Intel Core i5. It has turbo boost up to 4.5 gigahertz. There's also 3.3 gigahertz one, and there's also 3.8 gigahertz with the 8-core 10th generation Intel Core i7. And it's also configurable up to 3.6 gigahertz, 10-core 10th generation Intel Core i9, and turbo boost up to 5 gigahertz. And for the price of the 3.1 gigahertz is $17.99. For a 3.3 gigahertz, it's $19.99. And for a 3.8 gigahertz, it's $22.99. As you can see, it gets very expensive as you have a better processor. You also get some discount with the education discount, and you can get up to $200 off for the 21.5 inch or the 27 inch. And also for the memory, there are 8 gigabytes to 4 gigabytes, and you can configure it to 16 gigabytes, 32 gigabytes, 64 gigabytes, and 128 gigabytes. And for storage, it's 256 gigabytes SSD. The next version is 512 gigabytes SSD. And then after that, there is also a 512 gigabytes SSD, and this can be configured up to 1 terabyte, and then 2 terabytes, and then 4 terabytes into a whopping 8 terabytes of SSD. And for the graphics, it has Radeon Pro 5300 with a 4 GB of GDDR6 memory. And it's for the first 2 models, it's like that. And for a higher end model, it's a Radeon Pro 5500 XT with 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory. And it's configurable to Radeon Pro 5700 with 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory, and it's also configurable to a 5700 XT Radeon Pro, and it has 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory. And also in this pandemic time, you want to know how good the FaceTime camera is. Of course, you might be using this for Zoom calls. I've been using it for my school Zoom calls for like 3 months. And I can say that this is amazing. It's better than the actual MacBook Pro camera. As you may know, it's a bit grainy, but on the MacBook actually, it's a bit grainy, but on the iMac, it's crystal clear. It's a 180p FaceTime HD camera. So for the audio, it has stereo speakers. It has studio quality 3 mic array with high signal to noise ratio and directional beamforming. And also has 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which you don't see in many smartphones these days. And also it has support for Hey Siri. So you want to know what ports are behind this iMac. There is 1 headphone jack, there is an SDXC card slot, there are 4 USB A's, and there are 2 USB C's, and then there is also a gigabit Ethernet port. As you saw in the unboxing, this comes with a Magic Keyboard and a Magic Mouse. You can also configure it with, you can actually configure it to get a Magic trackpad. I actually bought the trackpad separately, as you saw in the video, and right now I actually daily drive the trackpad. I kind of got used to like the gestures that Apple has created for like its trackpad, and I couldn't use a mouse anymore, and that's one problem. It's kind of the ecosystem. You have to get used to it. Yeah, it has Wi-Fi and also has Bluetooth 4.2 wireless technology. So that's kind of it for the specs of this iMac. Right now, I'm gonna give you my basic opinion about this. I actually enjoyed this, you know, with the new updates that's come out with Mac OS Big Sur. I kind of enjoy it. It's a very big screen. You get vivid colors. You can watch a ton of videos in true tone color, and it's amazing so far. I've run into some disk space problems. It's probably because of my lack of memory, but that's not a huge problem if you're gonna upgrade it to the maximum.
But like sometimes when I open Final Cut Pro and then I open Chrome, and it just somehow can't handle both of them at the same time. As you may know, with all, the fan turned on, it was just like very, very loud. As you may know, with all MacBooks, I think when you run something that's really, really hard for it to run, usually turns on the fan and just absolutely blasts noise. Kind of hope like the M1 chips, as you may know, recently kind of might fix that. But yeah, that's kind of the only problem I've actually had with the iMac. Or if you need like a good computer for like pandemic work, or like you want to attend to like Zoom meetings with this, you can obviously use this iMac. It's amazing. It has very good video quality. It runs pretty fast actually. It's not that bad. If you're using some like heavy, you use some apps that require heavy processing like Final Cut Pro, I think that's an exception. If you're not going to use Final Cut Pro, or you're just using Zoom and like Chrome, or like not very heavy apps, I think this iMac is very good for that. So I hope you found this video very helpful. Click here to subscribe to my channel, and please leave a like if you like my video, and feel free to comment anything you want. Also, I've got some very good videos coming up, so if you want to get notified on those videos, click the bell icon to get notified on those videos. And thank you guys for watching, and bye-bye.